Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video. In my last video, I mentioned that I got a new project car. So that's the one I'm currently sitting in right now. I'm going to show you guys what I got, the specifics on it, and give you guys the rundown on how I got this at such a good deal. So, like I said, I'm really excited about this build. And honestly, I didn't know about this vehicle. It was somebody I met at the gas station. Some dude was like checking out my IS, and he was like, "Oh, dude, that's a really cool Lexus. Where'd you get the grill from?" Because I did a conversion kit, and so we were just talking about cars. Come to find out, he has this exact model that I have, and it's a rare Lexus. So after I talked to him, did some research on his vehicle, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Just happened to look up that model for sale in the area, and I found one. It's the only one in like a 250-mile radius, which is crazy. This is the only one for sale, and these are so rare, so I wanted to snatch it up if I could. So the next day I went to the dealership and I talked to them, negotiated some prices, and got it in my favor. So without further ado, here's a B-roll. Alright, so now that you guys saw the vehicle, it is a GS460. I did some research, and there was only 16,000 of these ever made in the world. When you're comparing that to Toyota Camry, last year they sold about 2 million. So, very, very rare Lexus. It is a V8 engine, so Japanese V8, which is really cool, and I snatched this up for $8,500. And I got it for that price because it did have some problems. I don't know if you guys saw in that B-roll, there was some warning lights on. Now when I was looking for a vehicle, kind of told myself, hey, I didn't want a vehicle that already has problems. This was such a good deal, I couldn't pass it up. And not only that, I already looked up the parts that it needed, and it wasn't that big of a deal. It was things that I can do myself. So I took it to my local Toyota dealership, and I had them do a full diagnostic inspection on it, just so I can make sure that I know every detail, everything that's wrong with the vehicle. So came back with 3 problems. One, ABS assembly system has some internal damage. So they were able to correct the warning lights on the dashboard, but they said, it'd probably be best if you just bought one, pretty soon. I already bought one, so I already knew that was going to be an issue, so I already found one. Lexus told me that it was going to be like $3,000. Hell no. I bought it for, I think it was like $1,200, which was the most expensive repair on this vehicle. But I wanted to do it because, for one, it's such a rare Lexus, and then 2, it's such a good deal. And then the other one was like 2 sensors, so steering wheel sensor, and then the passenger occupational occupants sensor. Basically, it tells the airbag to deploy or not if I was ever in an accident. So I got all those sensors. So after that, we should be golden. I am gonna do, obviously, maintenance now that I got the vehicle, and it's a 2008, so it being so old, I just want to make sure it has fresh liquid. So I already changed the oil. I'm going to be changing the transmission fluid, new coolant. I just want to make sure this thing is tip top. So I'll go ahead and pop the hood so you guys can see the engine. Here we go. This thing is sweet. And yeah, this is actually my first V8 engine, and it's Japanese, which is really cool. Here you go. Lexus V8, here we go. So, I did mention before, I already have some plans for this vehicle moving forward, and so one of the first things I'm going to do is suspension on this. Now, I came in the trunk to see what kind of jack it has. Every vehicle has a different one, and when I was looking in there, I found that there's no spare tire, but instead it has like an extra battery and like this crazy assembly looking module. I'll show you guys right now. Alright, so right under this should be the spare tire, but instead I got this, and I was like, what is that? Why is there an extra battery in my trunk? The first thing that came to my mind was like, crap, is this a hybrid? And I was like, no, I already checked out the details. It's not a hybrid. What is this? Well, this has part numbers on it. And then I did some more research and ended up finding out it is active air ride suspension. And I was like, I've never even heard of that. What are you talking about? Air suspension? Cool, that's awesome. What is all that? Because that don't look like no compressor to me. So, like I said, I did more research, and so Lexus came out with electronic air suspension. So if I go over any speed bumps or any potholes, the air suspension will take all of that, and it'll distribute it based on like every single tire. So if I hit a pothole on the left side, you know, it'll balance out the vehicle and it makes the ride really smooth. So I was like, okay, that's cool, but I don't want that. Like, I want to do my own suspension. I want it lowered. Pretty much it. Like, I'll keep the air suspension if I can lower it, you know? But I mean, I don't know anybody that can work on that. I would have to take that to a Lexus dealership, which I'm not going to be spending money like that, you know, just so they can be like, oh yeah, it's an easy job, boom. No, so I got to figure that whole thing out with the suspension and see what I can do, because every wheel has its own sensor. So I looked up on YouTube, and there are people that have taken out that air suspension out, but they'll leave the sensors on there. But when they did that, they left it at stock height. So what was the point of you taking out the suspension and putting your own suspension if you're just going to leave it at stock height? And they did that so it wouldn't send any like warning lights to the dashboard showing that it's low ride height or anything. So I'm like, okay, well, that's the problem I'm going to have then. How do I fix that? I don't know if I have to take a fuse out, which I don't want to do, but I might have to come to that. Or just see if I can zero out that warning light at the dashboard when I come to it. So I got to figure that whole thing out. You guys will be with me whenever I do that, so that way you guys can follow along. There is no channels on here on YouTube for the Lexus GS460, so I'm going to start that for you guys. So every little mod that I'm going to do for the vehicle, you guys are going to be able to see. So like I said, I am going to be doing a bunch of maintenance stuff to it. Oh, not to mention, yeah, so the transmission fluid, I already did the engine oil, coolant I got to do. I bought 4 new rotors and brake pads. My front rotors are a little soft. The previous owner, you know, didn't change out the brake pads and just rode it metal to metal for a little bit, and now the rotors are messed up. So I gotta go in, replace all 4, and I'm not doing the stock ones. I'm getting aftermarket. They are swirled and beveled, some of that, I forget. You guys will see them though. You guys will see it for that mod. I'm gonna try to do a mod per week. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that because I'm gonna want to do it all at once. I already know I'm so anxious on getting this a vehicle started in the project, you know, but that's why I wanted to come on here and show you guys the new build, so I can get started work on it. So tomorrow I will probably start on all the fluids and everything, and then upload that video next week. I'm anxious, you know. I have all these parts already sitting at home ready to be installed. I got to do a bunch of stuff to this vehicle, so it's gonna be really cool. I'm looking to do like a VIP, not full VIP, but a VIP look, just so it looks clean. And it has a V8, so I do want to do some performance mods to it, but it's not the fastest vehicle out there. I already know that, so I'm not gonna try to make it like super fast and just get smoked by, you know, a C8 on the street. So I'm gonna make it sound good, gonna make it look good, and you guys will be along for the ride. So comment down below, tell me what you guys think of the new build. I'm excited. You know, I was looking for all kinds of vehicles. I was actually originally looking for a GS300 or a GS350, but once I did some research on this, and they were like, this is basically a race car, you know, from Japan. So I was like, okay, I'll take a look at it, and I found it. So really cool. Everything's stock on it, so that's gonna change. So yeah, I gotta do exhaust. That's one of the first things I want to do as well, because I don't like the way it's so muffled. I want it to have some sound to it. It's a V8, so I want it to, you know, sound good, and we'll go from there. So one mod a week, let's do it. And if you haven't already, please like the video. This is the first video for the GS460, so show some love. Don't forget to subscribe. That would help me out so much. And you know, comment down below, what do you guys think? You know, what's the first mod you guys want me to do besides, you know, the maintenance stuff? So